Why do most ads fail? Not because the product's bad, not because the audience wasn't right, but because the copy just didn't sell. In this video today, we'll see the most common headlines mistakes and how to fix them, using the John Caples 6 proven openings. Let me ask you something. Have you ever clicked on an ad, opened an email, or read the first line of a sales page, and immediately lost interest? That's the problem John Caples warned us about. Decades ago, he said it best. The most frequent reason for unsuccessful advertising is advertisers who are so full of their accomplishments that they forget to tell us why we should care. And if your job is to write copy or sell anything, you need to hear what Caples had to say. Because it's not just copywriting advice, it's salesmanship in print. Back when Caples defined what copywriting was, he used one phrase: salesmanship in print. Simple, right? But go read most ads today. What do you see? Buzzwords, philosophy, empty intros, ego-driven drivel. Caples gave a famous example of a $16,000 ad for a television set. The opening line? This is an age of beauty, charm, style. Seriously? You're trying to sell a TV. The customer is wondering, how many channels does it get? Is the sound good? How much does it cost? Instead, you give them a poem? Caples' point is painfully clear. If you don't start with what the reader cares about, they won't read what comes next. And guess what? This mistake hasn't disappeared since then. It's everywhere, even today. The biggest sales are lost in the first paragraph. That's where the reader decides if they're going to continue or click away. He saw it over and over again. Writers spend half the ad warming up, clearing their throat, getting poetic. They're like pitchers throwing practice balls during the game. He'd often walk into the copy room, read a long, flowery intro, and then say, "Begin here." And he'd point halfway down the page, right where the writer finally started selling. But what if you don't have an editor or copy chief? Caples had advice for that too. Write your draft, walk away, and come back with fresh eyes. You'll often realize your first paragraph or two needs to go. Caples wasn't just a theorist. He tested, tracked, and studied what worked. He once picked up an issue of Reader's Digest and read the first sentence of every article. Why? To answer one question: how do great writers hold attention after the headline? What he found was a goldmine. Out of 35 articles, the majority used one of 6 powerful hooks. These became Caples' 6 proven openings, and they work just as well in ads as they do in journalism. Let's go through them. 1. The interrupting idea. Something unusual that breaks expectations. Example: the hit of the chemical show in New York was a pair of skunks in a plastic cage. Skunks, in an article about air fresheners. You have to keep reading. 2. The shocker. Startling truths or contradictions. France has the highest rate of alcoholism in the world. Or, this morning in the US, 8,000 more mouths demanded to be fed than yesterday. You can't ignore it. You need context. That's the point. 3. News. If it's new, it grabs attention. A billion-dollar industry has sprung up along the Mississippi. Or, something heartening is happening on college campuses. Simple, clear, and tied to the moment. 4. Preview. Tell them what they're about to get. Until 15 years ago, Japanese beetles seemed unstoppable. The reader knows they're in for a story, a transformation, or a solution. 5. Quotation. Borrow credibility from a legend. Daniel Webster once said, "If all my possessions and powers were taken from me, I'd choose to keep the power of words." Clean, powerful, and focused on the reader's love for language. 6. The story. The most powerful opener of all. More than half of Reader's Digest articles, nonfiction, start with a story. At 1 a.m. in a Chicago police station, or a student spent his summer working as a grease monkey. Real people, real places, real tension. And in advertising, this works even better because stories sell feelings. Still stuck? Can't find a skunk or a French alcoholic? Caples gives you one more trick. One that mail-order copywriters swore by for decades. Just continue the thought from your headline. Let's say your headline is Learn Piano. Don't get clever, just say, play popular songs by ear in just 20 short, fun lessons. No teacher needed. It's not fancy, it's not poetic, but it sells. In his most famous book, Tested Advertising Methods, Caples shows example after example. A stammering cure, a government job ad, a retirement income plan. In each one, the first paragraph gives the reader exactly what they wanted after the headline. Caples hammers home 3 rules for first paragraphs. 1. Make it short. A big block of text kills momentum. 2. Continue the headline thought. You caught their attention. Now earn their trust. 3. State the benefit. What do I get? What's in it for me? Forget yourself. Forget how clever your writing is. Focus on the reader and what they want right now. Caples wasn't trendy, he wasn't flashy, but his book Tested Advertising Methods is still used today because it's grounded in results. He didn't guess, he tested, he didn't preach, he proved. In a world where people are selling $2,000 courses on copywriting, Caples gives you more real value in 300 pages than most influencers and coaches give in a lifetime. So if you're serious about selling, if you write emails, headlines, ads, landing pages, sales pages, anything, you should definitely buy this book. Grab your copy today at the link in the description. See you in the next video.